Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle B3 by Cindy Pope. Now, this takes me back. I couldn't believe that we haven't done this one already. This is like an oldie but goodie for me. And forgive, I have 2 lines already because I had a little computer error and things kind of shut down. So there's 2 of the first step, and we will get to it, and I'll tell you about the story as we go. So this starts off with like a dashed orb. So we're gonna do curved lines, kind of in an orb, and it's funny because I have always strived to do. Well, that one's really long. To make sure to do 6 of these, and apparently I have here. But as I was thinking about it, as I was playing with it again, because it's been some time since I've played with this one, like it doesn't matter how many dashes you have, just you kind of have them in an orb shape, and that will be good. All right, then, looking at Cindy's step out and samples, if I could have all of my curves be like the same angle, that would be lovely, but they're not usually. But so the next step is, pick a line, any line, and some of mine end up being more like a J than a C shape, but we're going to leave a little distance, so from that edge, and a nice curved line like that. Like I said, if you can do them in a similar curve, that is all, that makes it even better, but don't worry about it if you can. And I have a different sample I was playing with, so I can show how you can extend this, and then another one like that. Okay. And that's it. And then we move to the next one and do the same thing. Saying if and turning the tile, that might just be the the good trick to do. Let's see. Well, this one is kind of small. Here's what I usually end up doing with this, and I'll just show you. Is I kind of make it like this, so it's kind of a steep C-shaped curve line, like that. So it doesn't matter. However it ends up. They're just 3 nice curve lines. All right. Well, I don't want to turn it every single time, and sometimes you don't have to if you don't want to. It's all good. I think I'm thinking of the end result, and it's messing up my brain, because if I just focus on curve line, and curve line, making like a triangle, sometimes it's good to just turn off the brain. Okay, so once you have this, and actually that looks kind of neat just the way it is, doesn't it? We're going to do my next favorite thing in the world next to the line ... And that is what I term the Acme hole. So, and if you don't know what an Acme hole is, just search Wile E. Coyote, Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny. There you get educated on the Acme hole. Actually, it was in my Who Framed Roger Rabbit also, which was like a oh my gosh, when did that come out? Was that in the 80s? I don't think it was as early as or late as the 90s. Somewhere in there, just you could search for it. And it's kind of the part in person, part cartoon, part and no, I don't even think it was not animated like we see them now. So it was before, but it was really good. But that made for great use of the Acme hole as well. All right, so as you see, what I'm doing is it's just another sort of a C-shaped curve line, or if you think about it as being a squashed orb and coming around, starting on one side, coming around. It's kind of like when we do poke root, but we're squishing it here. If you've done the tangle laced, it's the same thing. And one thing I want to have you keep in mind is there's a way to kind of course correct your lines. So like if you made it, like if this part is too long, I should do it over here. Then you make your make this curve line touch the tops. If you made it too short, then you don't. Let me see if I'll find a place, that does that. Or like here. So like here, I thought, well, I could extend that a little bit. So I'm just going to I'm going to start it close to the edge and bring it out a bit, because, and it'll make sense in a moment. Ooh, and like this one, gosh, I barely got that one in there. And then this one, get that right on the ends of those lines. And no worries either, because we're going to be filling in parts of this, so then we have the opportunity to course correct. All right, and so we'll do that now. Now, there is a bead. I can't remember what the name of it is. I've got, from, I don't know, well, I'm sure it dates back to, earlier than the 60s. It's like if you put a hole in that, because I have, and they would kind of lock together. Maybe were they called lock beads? I don't remember. Not the ones that pop together like pearls, but we'll have to do some searching on what that is. Or if you know, put it in the chat. Or the comment section, I should say. All right, so what we're doing next is we're going to fill in the sides of these. So like here, where it's not, the line is not extended, well, we're going to extend it and fill it in. And then if there's anything you need to adjust along the way, feel free. Like if, if something was just, well, like, okay, for instance here, okay, I could make that match a little bit. I could bring it out a little bit more. It's just definitely be careful, because you don't want to make a bigger something that you have to, figure out how to course correct your course correction. But I just love this. I mean, and you can see already the neat effect. Now, well, no, Cindy, I'll take that back. I thought Cindy's were a little closer together, but it's up to you. However close you want to have them together, you can, you still get the neat effect. Hers, she kind of puts a thicker line down here, so that's another something that you can play with. But this, it's just so neat, because we're extending that line. Who would know? I mean, unless you're watching this, you wouldn't know, what I have course corrected and what I haven't. Once it's done, and see, now like here, well, I don't want to make that bigger. Some things you just ignore. It's okay. I mean, and I could maybe, but I'd have to make that awful thick coming around. Some things it's just like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And honestly, though, that is the hardest part about Zentangle. Is just letting go and just saying, well, whatever. It just doesn't matter. Because when we get the end result and you play with it, you add shading, it just, as we like to say, it just doesn't matter. And then, but then too, if it really bothers you, you make that thicker, and then make all the rest of them thicker. That's a way to handle it. You just, whatever happens, just do it consistently for everything, and then it's as if you meant it. All right. Now this is one where every once in a while you might, oh, look at, I've got dents in my fingers, because I do get the death grip going on sometimes, especially when you're doing repetitive things. It's like, this is where the mantras of, oh, just breathe, take a breath, and actually, sometimes, take a little hand stretch break. Also, not a bad idea to look up and focus your eyeballs on something far away for a little bit, and so that way you don't end up cross-eyed. But there we go. That is it. Now, let me, just because I think, I don't know. Let me show you. You can decide for yourself. I'm going to leave this without any shading because I don't know if it needs it, really. This is one I was playing with, and I decided to add the shading, where it's going into the hole. And then I added some, as you can see, in the other spaces. But then also, so what's neat about this, and if you can get your curves to be somewhat consistent, then if you can add on, so like this, well, no, actually I take it back, these two would start a new ring, and then here would be a new ring, and here, and you can see mine, it's not, they're not so symmetrical and whatnot, but it still can create a really neat pattern, even if it's not symmetrical. It doesn't matter. And then, if you paired it with laced and quib, and I'm trying to think of the other ones that employ the Acme hole, those ones for sure. And there's some others. It's not exactly. It's kind of, was it eyelet and ribbon, and there might be that one has like decorations on the outside, so it kind of sort of fits, sort of doesn't fit. But what a really neat tangle. I was glad to walk down this memory lane, because I just remember looking at it and like, oh, I hope I can do this. And I remember having a little bit of trouble with it, and I did, you just keep at it, because there are those tangles that just look neat, and I'm weird, and so I do like to, give me something like that, and I want to figure it out until, there are some that it's like, you just become kind of done with it, and then it becomes in the nemesis pile. This one didn't, because I just really liked it, and it's not so hard, All right, because you could, actually, like you can see right here where I have one curve here, and then this is more like an L shape going in and out, and honestly, you could do that. And then have some extra fun. So whatever happens. It's all good. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love it if you clicked on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs. And below that, now I always do my own version and then link to the, where I found it, or the creator of the tangle. And below that is my link tree. And there you can follow me for, there'll be places there, links there on the link tree to follow me for things like classes, daily tangle. So you can go to my website, follow my blog. This is a daily tangle. I put something out every day, and then I put out recaps for the classes and sessions that we do. If you are interested in tangling with people online, come and join us Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays are free. It's called Tangle Time. There are places where you can follow me for classes on the link tree. And then you'll also see on my website, I do have a page for that. I don't have a way of registering right now for the free classes, but I do keep the codes there. So usually at least an hour. Well, let me take that back. That's not completely true, because sometimes I forget. At least a few minutes before the class starts. I make sure to change the code. The way the system I use works, I have to change the codes every time. So if something doesn't work, just try again. But there are some other places to follow as well. So that way you get notifications. And when you follow some of the other places, or you see it on Facebook, the events, it automatically converts to your time zone, which is also very nice. So anyway, come check us out. We have fun. The Tuesday classes generally have a fee, except for the third Tuesday, which that is another free session. And all the other ones have a fee, or like the first Tuesday, which is a club member exclusive. But all that information is there, and if you have questions, feel free to reach out. All right, so with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.